The Public Service Alliance of Canada is taking a stand against unpaid internships, calling them unfair, exploitative, and a barrier for young workers who are trying to start their careers.
Joining us live now this morning for more on the campaign is PSAC's national president, Sharon Desousa. Sharon, good to talk to you about this morning. We're already talking to our viewers about it, asking them their thoughts on this. So on the one hand, these sort of unpaid roles were supposed to have been eliminated 5 years ago, but all these loopholes still exist. Can they be fixed easily? Can we eliminate this, work for no pay?
Without a doubt. I can tell you that whether it falls under federal legislation, provincial or territorial, where there's a will, there's a way. And at the end of it, if you do the work, you should get paid for it. This is very much exploitative of young workers in Canada.
So what specific gaps in legislation are allowing for these loopholes? What examples are you seeing from employers that are using this to get work for free from students?
Well, if you can imagine, if you're in a nursing program or even you want to be a teacher, there's a certain portion of your study that requires you to get experience. However, these experience that you're getting is through unpaid internships. And that's just not fair. It's not right. It exploits young workers, especially when they have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. At the end of the day, it's within the power of the premiers as well as the prime minister to put an end to this.
Sharon, are you looking for people doing these kind of roles, like the nursing example that you just explained there, to be paid like they would be standing next to every other nurse? Or are you looking for a stipend or some sort of a grant? What would you like to see, like the exact same pay for any position, regardless of whether you're sort of a student learning or a full-time employee?
What we'd like to see is some kind of remuneration. In other words, some kind of way that they can make ends meet. Now, I recognize most jobs to be fully employed, you need to have the full skill set, but at least partially you should be reimbursed. And at the end of the day, if they're doing the work, why aren't they being paid? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so some sort of baseline, whether it's minimum wage or compensation for transportation, even a lunch, something along those lines where there is currently no law putting that in place, correct?
Well, what we're looking for is more than lunch, because let's be honest, who can afford to pay rent? And at the bank, they don't accept experience, as a way to pay your bills. We need more than just lunch. What we need is something that's fair and transparent, that doesn't put people in a very precarious position, which is what's happening right now.
Sharon, I'm curious if you have any concerns about, employers have been doing this for so long, kind of getting used to this free lunch, as it were, free work, that they may just sort of eliminate positions like this, and that may make it even harder for people to break into industries if those positions don't exist, because suddenly they require some sort of remuneration. Like, how could this potentially play out?
Well, at the end of the day, we need those workers. We need nurses. We need teachers. We need people to enter the workforce and take on these roles. It shouldn't just be those who can afford to be able to do it for free. This should be open to everyone. And it's very classist, if you ask me, the fact that this is the expectation and only those who have the capacity and the support are able to do this. Employers have gotten a free ride with this not being able to pay for the labor of these young workers. It's time for them to pay up.
Yeah, very interesting conversation. I wish we had more time to talk about this. Sharon Desousa, PSAC National President, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.